Hello and welcome to my channel Making Crafts. Today I am working on Roxy's weekly challenge, and this is last week's challenge, and I went ahead and made one before I started filming because it took me all week to wrap my head around this project, and now I don't know why, because it's a very simple and fun project, but I couldn't figure out what I wanted to put in these. But what it's for is you make a little packet up to put in a journal, and that way the recipient then can take the pieces, the scrap papers out of it, and collage with them. And so what I've done is I've gone ahead and I'm using a piece of cardstock that I had left over from a project I was working on, and then I've just added some papers that I've cut to fit inside here, and this is some tea and coffee stain paper, and then dictionary page, music sheet, another piece left over from a project, and then some other ones left over. And so then you just put it in here and you have a little packet that you're going to put into the journal. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make them up, and then we'll attach it. I'm going to sew mine together like Rachel did for hers. So we're going to make them all up and then we'll sew them. So let me set my 45-minute timer, and that one won't count since I made it outside of the 45 minutes. Okay, so then I found some pieces that I think will be good for the actual backing of the packet. So this one just came from a book, and it's an old page, and I thought it was neat looking, so I think I'm going to use it for this one. And I've just got some different sheets that I'm going to add to it. So I've just pulled out a bunch of my scraps that I have left over from projects, and I am just going to use those in this. So let's see. Just going to use my tearing ruler to tear it down to size, and I just want it to fit right inside here. So just need to take a little bit more off. And then I think what she did, if I remember correctly, because it's been a week since I watched it, she took and then used the first one to measure for the rest. So then I'm going to use some music sheet in it. And I think in my mind I wasn't sure what to put. At first I was thinking like you would journal on it, but then I remembered that it's for collaging, and so I tried to think of what I would want to collage with if I had a little packet, and that's just how, because I was having a hard time thinking what to put together. So I think some of these will look good together. I think I'll take a little bit of this and put in it. There's nothing on the back side, okay. This is just some sheets I printed out. I was working on a project and my printer messed up. So if I can just work around those parts where my printer messed up, I can just cut those off and still be able to use this paper for a project. So that's a good thing. No waste. Because I really hate when I print something out and then, you know, something like I see that it's got those lines on it, because my printer occasionally messes up, excuse me, and I don't want to throw it away, so I try to find ways to work around it. I always save those sheets for collages, so for myself, and so I thought, well, this will be perfect to go in this packet. And we'll see how many we can get done in 45 minutes. But this seems like a quick project, so I think we can get quite a few done. So I'm just going to have to figure out how I want to layer all this up. So maybe that behind there. And then have these. It's going to go on the front. But I need a few more sheets in there, so let's see, what else could I use? That's more like what we already had. Well, actually this side isn't, so this would be a good side to use. So let me get my paper to measure here. See if that fits in there. That fits in there fine. Maybe, let's see, where do I want that? And I don't remember how many sheets she put in hers. I'm just trying to put a good variety of sheets in mine. And I think it's okay if some, like this one, I want to use the whole little piece, so I think it's okay that it hangs over. And a lot of these were from the same kit, so I'm just using them up. And so then at the end, she also decorated the tops of some of these, so I probably will do that as well. I may not for all of them. Did I put, let's see here, I think I want to put a dictionary page in there as well. Or maybe, let me see, maybe this would be good to go in there. Just stick that in. Right, oops, I left some white on it. I didn't even see that till I picked it up. So put that in there now. That's pretty good. And if I find some more things I want to add into them, I will add them. I'm just going to leave that one aside and pull out another one of these. Let's see, which color do I want to do next? I think I'm going to do this one with the roses. And I'm just going to fold it over. And I have to decide, is that going to be too long to go in a journal? Let's see here. It's going to be 6 and a little over a quarter. That should be fine. So let's see, what can we add to it? I'm going to, I think, use a little bit of this. I think I'll make this packet with a lot of yellows and see what I can come up with, because I've got some yellows in here, quite a few yellow scraps. So I've just stacked them all up here. I've just got a big pile of papers here. Let's see here, which way do I want to do that one? Kind of like, maybe like this. Okay, so tear it right there. Save those little scraps that can go in some. And so this one I'm gonna put right here because it's got some yellows. And then I think I'm going to pull out, let's look through here. I know you can't see it, I'm sorry about that. It's off to the side. And I'm going to use some of this yellow as well. So let me see what size I want it to be. They don't all have to be the exact same size. I just don't want them hanging over the edge there. And I want the edges on most of them to look torn. So I think I'm just going to tear this edge too, just so that it has that torn look. The tops I don't worry about as much, having the torn look, because it is going to go up under this flap. And it's going to be sewed down. So we have that one and this one. So I'm just going to put it over to the side. Let it show through like that. And let's see what else. It needs some book page, so let's see what we have here. Okay. Let me see. Some book page. Oh, here's a dictionary page. That would work good. Oops. We don't want to dump all those out. Maybe I should lay them further aside here. Okay, I'm just going to eyeball the size here, and then that's good. Just tear this white off. See how that looks. That is good. Now, what else do I want to put? I know I had some, this is, I don't know if that would be too much, too many flowers on that one. Here's a good one that goes with it. Just lay it up here so I can kind of get an idea how wide it is. And then I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to tear this edge off, and then I'm just going to fold it up. Just fold that up so I can include that whole sheet there. And let's see, what else do I want to add to that one? This is a great way to, especially if you was making a journal, the scraps that was left over in your journal, this would be a great way to include them in the journal so that whoever gets it would have these scraps to collage with and to make little things to match their journal. So I really love this idea because, and it's a great way to use up your scraps. When you finish up a journal, you don't have to throw those scraps away or figure out what to do with them. This is an excellent way to use them up. So I just could not figure out this week though how I wanted to do them. I didn't know if I should use everything from the same kit, and I didn't want it matchy-matchy like that. I wanted to use from different kits. So this is what I came up with and how I was going to do it. Okay, so we have that. I don't know if that's going to be the one on the front or the back one is. I kind of like the looks of, let's see, go like this and then this. And it's just, what I'm doing now is just to make it look good when I'm flipping through it. I'm not sure how that looks together like that, so let me see what else I'm going to use before I keep fussing with that. Here's a piece. I would just need to take a little off the bottom. Let's see, add that in there. And let's see. It's another little piece like that, but I think I already got that piece similar in there. This would be a good piece. Yeah. It's got a little where I folded it when working on a project and it didn't work out, so I'm just going to tear that off. And then I'm just going to add this in, maybe like there. Okay. And what else do I have? Anything else I want to add? This one so far does have a good variety. Here's a good little page. Let's see. Just getting all the white off. Alright, so now let's just layer these up how I want them to appear. I'll put that one here. About like that. I like that. Or I could turn, let's see if I turn it over like that. That may be a bit busy. I think it'll be better to have it turned like this. Okay, and then I do have some scraps left over here. It might be neat just to add some of those to, and I apologize for the dogs barking. There's another good one. Just to add some little strips in here to kind of add a different look. I'm not sure how I want it to look when it's done. Maybe over here like that. Okay, so that's another one. I can always add more or change it around once I get done with all of them. Okay, so let's see. Do I have a book page handy that I could use? Let me look over here in my pile. I may want to use another book page, or let's see here. Let's use one of these. This was another printing mishap. What happened was I was trying to print on vellum and I put the wrong paper in the printer. So I had this piece from last week when I was printing on vellum, and I knew I would use it sometime or another because it's such beautiful paper. So I just held onto it. And do I want to do this one like this and then just decorate the top? I'm thinking I might, instead of just having white. And that way I'll just decorate this right here with something. And let's see, what papers would go good with this? Oh, this will definitely go. And then we have, now I'm wondering, you're not really going to see it. Maybe we should turn it this way. I think I'm going to turn it this way because you're not really going to see everything's going to be covering the birds and the flowers. So let's just do it this way so that you do have something showing on the outside pretty. That one did not tear good, so we'll just tear it back down. There we go. You probably can use those scraps for something. All right, so we have that one and this one. So we have two very neutral pieces. So then, let's see, what else should we add to this one? This is a good sheet that would go with it. Let's see here. Okay, that's one. And I know there was something else in here. I had it right here that I saw. I think this one would be good to go with it. So now I've got to just look here and see where I'm going to start tearing. I want to tear the whites off first so that I can see what I've got. This one, I'm making quite a bit of mess on my desk. I really need to stop today once I finish this one and do a pretty good cleanup of my space so that I can film some more videos. I've got a couple of more projects I want to film, and I have Roxy's weekly challenge for this week I need to work on as well. And that one I have a lot of the stuff already laid out for it, so I think, and it uses scraps as well too. It uses some book pages and some scraps, so I will probably use a lot of these little pieces of scraps with it as well. So that's a good thing of doing them both at the same time or on the same day or week. But that's each week when I do those challenges, that's what I do anyway, is I save all my scraps throughout the week to use for these challenges. And so that way I can build up quite a few and have scraps ready for it. Let me see here. I like this one. I think it'll go. I'm just going to have to try to decide what part of this I want. I kind of want these, the daisies there. I think that's what that is. But it's going to cut right down in my flowers. But that's okay. That will be okay. There'll be a little bit of both in it. So how is the weather where you're at? We have gorgeous weather today. We've had pretty dreary few days. It's been cloudy or rainy, but today is gorgeous outside. So it's kind of quiet in my house today, except for the dogs barking. It's been kind of quiet because the boys are out playing basketball, and so that keeps it kind of quiet in here for me to do this. And it's so pretty. I'm glad they're out there because it's good for them to get out and enjoy the day. Because when summertime gets here, it's just so hot that a lot of days you can't actually be out playing in the afternoon. So this is good for them to get some fresh air. So they are out while I do this. But that may be why the dogs are barking, now that I think about it. The dogs are probably watching them from the window and wanting to go out. And so that's probably, we don't let the dogs run free in the yard because we live back in the country and it's just not safe. If they were to get in the woods or anything, coyote or something could get them. So they don't, we have a play yard for them, and I probably should take them out to the play yard today because I think that it would be a good day for it if the grass is dried up from earlier in the week. If not, there'll be a muddy mess. But so we're having gorgeous weather. And let's see. And also, what projects are you working on? I'd love to hear from you and hear what kind of projects you're working on this week. Let's see, I uploaded a video over the weekend, and it was a project that I created, and it was junk journal inserts. So it was just, oh, the boys are coming inside. I can hear the girls are getting really excited. But it was just inserts that you would, it has pockets and notebooks that you would put in your journal. So you can check out that video as well. It's really easy and fun, and it makes a good little project to put in your journals. So I did that, and I have a junk journal I'm working on, but I kind of sat down and did a few things for it, but I really didn't get far at all on that one. I didn't get as much done as I would have hoped. I was really hoping to have that one done, so I'm going to video the finale of that one, I think, me finishing it, and then I'll probably do a flip through video of it as well. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and sew those. Let me see how much time I have. Looks like I got 24 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and sew these, and then if I have more time I can make more. So on this one I think I do want some brown thread, and I have to find my needle. I got some new needles, so let's see here. Try this one. I may have to get out my book needle that's longer, but I thought since this was just a little fold over here, I should be able to use just a regular needle that I had there. So let me get these stacked up how I want them, and then I will start sewing. Let's see here, and then we'll just stuck it in here. That looks pretty good. So now let me thread my needle. And I think this is just some wax thread that I've had for sewing books together. Actually, I think it's left over. My husband was using it for some of his leather projects, but he wasn't as crazy about it for his leather projects. He found a different, because he hand sews leather, and he found a different thread that he liked better to hand sew with. So he gave this to me to see if I liked it with my books. And so, so far I don't think I've used this exact one in my book. Maybe I did. I'm trying to think if I've done, most of my books I use white thread. I'm trying to remember if I've done a book recently with dark thread. I may have. Okay. So I'm just going to poke right here. I hate to get on that dragonfly, but that'll be okay. I know what I'm going to do. Instead of sitting here and trying to poke that with that needle, I'm going to use my awl to poke a hole in it so that it will be easier to just stick the needle in, and I won't have to work so hard. Wind up poking myself. Think careful. So I'm just going to put 2 little there, and then put one right here. And one right here. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause the video. But I left my timer going, but it was only a couple of minutes, so I'm not going to worry about resetting it. One of my children needed to talk to me real quick about something. You know what? This was not going through that hole, so he wanted to tell me something, so I wanted to make sure. I like for them to not have. I don't like for their conversations to have to be recorded, so that's what I just pause it, even if I'm doing something like this, and then I can come back, because he is 12, almost 13, and you know, when you get in that age, it's easy to be embarrassed by things like that, so I just have to pause. But I didn't worry about pausing the timer because I knew it was going to be quick, so it's not that big of a deal. These are pretty quick anyway. I don't think I need the whole 45 minutes to get the ones I've already put together done. But it'd be fun to make a bunch of these up and have them ready so that when you do make a journal, you could just throw it in the journal. put it in there. Okay, so I'm going to make this. So you're supposed to be able to take this apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, I'm not going to tie a knot in it. I'm just going to make it so that they can easily pull the strings out. So that's how I'm going to do it. So I just wrapped it over there so it doesn't fall apart. What I did was I just put the loose end through the, sewed right over it, and then I'm just going to take this end and just run it through one of the little loops that I had done, and that will hold it together, but it won't be knotted, so it won't be so hard for the person to take it apart. So now let's just do the other side the same way, and so I'm just going to stitch it together. And I forgot that I'm going to, let me lay that right there. So I'm going to decorate, I think, some of the tops of these since it is plain. I forgot about that. I probably want to do that before I stitch it. Okay, so I'm not going to put as many stitches each time. I think that was too many last time. So I'm just going to stitch like this. And then I'm going to come back here because you do want to make it easy to come apart so that they can, when they are ready to collage. So that way, that'll hold it together. And we got this. Okay. So I like that. That's a neat little project. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and do the ones that already have some things up here, which this one has the words upside down, so maybe I should add something up here. That's kind of pretty, just like that. I think that's what I'm going to add. Not going to worry about it much, just make this a quick little project. It doesn't have to be decorated up a lot. But since those words are upside down, I feel like I need to cover that up because it kind of looks weird to have them upside down. Not now, but it will look as much as it will when it's in a journal. I think that it's going to look strange upside down. So let's see. I'm going to flip this one over and let's like that, and then like this, and flip through those and make sure I like them the way they are. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just going to close it over, center it up a little bit, and that one's hanging over, and I'm okay with that because I don't think it's that big a deal. But this one, I think I'm going to try something different. I'm trying to think. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just, I really hate to poke that thing there, but I'm going to have to put a hole in it. So I'm just going to do one here and one here, and then here and here. Okay, and where's my needle? I think brown may look okay with this. Let me just do them all in brown since I've already got that thread on my needle. Well, I'm having trouble seeing the hole on the back side. Okay, there we go. Just gotta get that needle through one time. Well, let's just poke that hole just a little bigger so we can get that needle through. Get all these lined up again. There we go. Okay. That last little bit, it just does not want to go through, does it? There we go. So I'm just going to lay that down so that the thread will hold it down out of the way. And then when I come back around to the other side, I'm just going to put it under the thread as well, and that way it stays together, but at the same time it's easy to take apart. I am wondering when I put these in a journal if I should actually put a note with it somehow so that people know how to use it, because I'm not sure that, at first I couldn't wrap my head around how to use it. Maybe it's just me, and so I'm not sure that the recipient, I'd be afraid that they wouldn't know what to do with it. So I may have to, let me put this in my glue real quick. I may have to put a note in it for some of them. Okay, I just made that hole a little bigger. Through there. Rachel has some of the neatest little ideas. I love all of her challenges. They are so neat, and I love to get these little projects. I know I say this every week, but I love getting these projects made up ahead of time, so I have a little basket full of projects so that when I do make journals or different things, I can add these to it, and it really comes in handy. I've used some of the things already that we've made with the challenges this year. And I missed some of the challenges at the beginning of the year. So I honestly think that I'm going to go back and do some of those as well because I did miss them. And you know, I forgot, she added lace, not lace, like, she had little things to hers. I can't remember. I wonder if I should be adding something to mine. Maybe some lace. She added, what am I trying to think she added? I don't think it was lace. It's almost like a little crochet kind of thing, if I'm remembering correctly. But I'm not sure what I want to add. I think I'll just leave it then. I think it's going to be fine. And let me see if I can find, I did have this little piece, but I don't think that's big enough, wide enough. So let me see if I can find another one that looks a little bit more decorative to add to the front here. That kind of blends in. Ooh, here's something. This would go good. Let's take this. My ruler has disappeared. Or, is this the yellow one? Yes, this is the yellow thing. How about if I put this, no, that's too much yellow. Let's see here. I need something decorative. I want something decorative right there. This would work. I think that would be fine because it's sort of neutral. So let me add that. See how it looks. Okay. I like that. So that's how I'm going to do this one. Let's see, do I want to go ahead and, I think I still keep coming back to this. I just want a wider little piece in. Maybe like that. I think that'll be good. Trying to see here. That's going to have to go over here though, because you want everything to be caught by the thread. I'm going to try something different this time. I'm going to put a hole here, a hole in the middle, and then a hole over to the side here. I'm just eyeballing these holes. And then I'm going to need some thread. So I'm going to use the cotton thread this time. And see if I can get my needle threaded. See how we are on time. 11 minutes. So that's not too bad. I think I can get them all. Because this is one I want to decorate real quick. And then I will take it and these words are upside down. I'm just wondering though, since the flowers are on it, is that enough not to worry about it? I'm thinking it won't be a problem, so let's just see. If it is, I can add something over top of them when I get done. Okay, so let's go. I actually forgot exactly what I wanted to do. So what I want to do with this one is, let me get my thread through. I think it knotted up. I don't know why. Oh, I see now. Actually, I don't see. I think that's a bad piece of thread. Okay, let me try this one more time. You know what? Let's use the wax. I think that that's going to be better because that one just bunched up like that. So let's just see. And my little piece fell out. Got to see where the hole is on him. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of sew it like you do when you sew a book together. I honestly can't see this needle today. That's not good, is it? Let me see if I can get where I can see it. to hold it further away. I have to hold things I can't see close up very well. Okay, so let's sew this one, but I'm going to go down through the middle. What has happened here? Why does it not want to go through? Did I get my piece scooted over? There we go. It scooted over just a little bit. So I'm just going to go through the middle here, and then I'm going to, if I get my needle through, I think maybe my needle is just too wide for this. So I'm going to go through the middle, and then back up on one side, just like we're sewing a book together. That page did get off, so let's just go to find it to put it back over the hole. I probably should have clipped these together before I started sewing them, because sometimes the papers do move. So I'm going to pull it up through here, and then I'm just going to go back to the, going, oh, well, not back, but going up to the other side. And then just pull it tight. And then I'm going to come back through that hole. And we'll see how this works out. May or may not work. These are a good time to experiment when you're making up these little challenges, because these are just scraps. If it don't work, it doesn't work, and it's no big deal. So then what I want to do is I just want to tie a little bow right here at the top and see how that looks. There we go. I think that's really cute, the little bow. The bow is adorable on here, so I like that. I don't know if you can see on camera good or not since it's white thread, but that looks really cute. So we'll put it over here with the other two. And here's our last one that we've put together. And I'm just going to line everything up how I want it. And then I've got to decide how I'm going to decorate the top of this one. I'm trying to find a piece. I thought I might could use some of the scraps we have here. Lay that needle aside so I don't lose it. Here's a good little scrap. How would that look on the top of it? Okay. Kind of like that. Or this side. Kind of like this side better. So let me just tear off the end there. And see. I think that looks good. So let me just add that. Just add it right there. And I could add a little butterfly. I had one floating around here somewhere. It might be cute to add a little butterfly to the top. That's kind of cute, isn't it? I think that's really cute. So let me get that all lined up in there. And I am going to see if I can find one of my clips to hold all this together. On the last one, I decided to do it right, I think, by using the clip. So let me see here. Wait just a second. I have my computer that shows me if I'm on camera. Make sure I was on camera still. Sometimes it's easy to get off, keep pulling it towards myself and get off of the view of the camera, and I don't want to do that. I think that is so adorable up there. Okay, So since that is there, I am going to do this one a little bit different too as far as where I sew it. So I think you can do whatever you want with these. So I'm going to just put a hole here, maybe right in here, and then another one, oops, move that, right here. And it's about centered up, but it's not perfect, but it's okay. And get my needle and some more, I think this one, the white thread, the cream thread. It's not really white, it's cream. Use it. It's wax thread too. It'll make it easier to sew through paper. And I'm just trying to thread the needle. There we go. That was easier that time. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to go down like this and then back up the back, and I'm going to tie a little bow at the top. I think that'll be cute to have a little bow up there. And I'm not going to knot it because I'm going to make it where it's easy to, you know, to take apart to use in a collage. That bow didn't turn out as good. Let me see if I can pull that tight. There we go. That's cute. I like that. Just a cute little bow. Okay, so I have about 2 minutes left, so I don't think I have time to start another one. So let's just see what I got finished here. That bow is off quite a bit, but I don't think it's a problem since that butterfly's there. So let's just take a look. So I've got that one and this one. So I got 4, even though I did figure out the papers for this one ahead of time. But I think these will be some good little sheets to give them, to put in a journal to collage with. And I think this one was just hard for me to wrap my head around. I think for me, it was hard to wrap my head around because I love collaging, but I don't think I just makes me nervous picking out somebody else's papers for them to collage. But so I just tried to wrap in my head, like, what would I like to have to collage? Because if I think too much about it, I wind up overstressing things, and I shouldn't, but I do. And so, I mean, because this is supposed to be just a fun little thing to add to your junk journals, so I shouldn't stress it. But for some reason, I just couldn't wrap my head around how to do these and how to be sure. You know, this one I put a lot more papers in, but that's okay. I will get a hang of these a little bit more. I think I am going to try a few more of these later, so I'll get a better hang of these as I make more. You know, it takes trying things several times before you can get it perfect the first. You can't always get it perfect the first time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I think I love how these turned out. I really do. I think these are going to be great additions. So thank you so much for watching. And well, there's my timer. It actually stopped right then. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and bye.